everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Bandman, alongside with a very special guest as you see him. You know the name, man, but we got to get into the intro the right way. It ain't the full thing without the man that's tight to the right.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Slim Thugger. We back in this building.
Yes.
It's that UTI podcast,
Yes.
Under the Influence.
Yes.
Episode number 12.
Number
you know
12.
What I mean? We coming hot. Oh, y'all
Yes, we're the hot guests. We're the hot guests.
You see it as usual. That's all we do here. Is we
see the belt. You see the
best
shoes,
of the best,
man.
baby. That's
Yes.
all we do is bring the best of the best.
On three, man. Let's
do
give
it
them
right.
the UTI
Let's do it
logo.
right,
You know
baby.
what I mean? 1, 2, 3. SID Luciano!
Fucking baby.
DWE Wrestling
Here,
Pro
baby.
Wrestler.
Yes.
You know what I mean, Sid? We
Yes.
appreciate you big time, bro.
Appreciate
To
the
come
time,
up on
brother.
here, to show us the
Always.
love,
Hell
man.
yeah,
To be
bro.
up on here on
Yes, sir.
on our podcast,
Yes,
you know what I
sir.
mean? Giving up your time. I know we all work full time and we all got
We all
schedules
got
and
things
shit,
going
you know what I
on,
mean?
yeah,
So
so
for you
appreciate
to-
that shit,
to
man.
give up your time and to be here is a big honor to us,
Yes,
bro. We really
yes.
appreciate it. We appreciate what you do, who you
Fuck
are
yeah.
outside of what you do, bro. You know what I mean? So that's what we
Mad
like
love,
is to
bro.
support
Mad
all
love,
and
bro.
all of on that.
Always,
man. Yeah,
bro.
you know what I
Always
mean?
gotta
So-
return that love because it's just an honor for me to be on here with you
Hell
guys.
yeah.
Make
That's
sure you
love.
check
That's
it
what
out
it's
every
about.
week
Hell
and
yeah.
make sure you, whenever you see a Under the Influence podcast coming out, make sure you don't
Hey.
miss it.
Make sure you
Hey,
know,
hey,
baby.
hey,
You
hey,
heard it
hey,
from the
hey,
man
hey,
himself.
hey,
You heard it from the
hey,
man
bro.
himself,
Come on
man.
now.
So I know you see
Come
it.
on
I
now.
know people are
Yo,
getting
yeah,
hurt.
they
So
already
as
know,
we do it,
baby.
let's get started with the what.
The what's on
The
the table.
WOTT, man. I know my man got some bling, you know what I mean? So
look at
Sid,
that, bro. That
let
shit's
him have
sick,
it. Let him
man.
know what we
you
got up here on the table,
man?
my man.
Everyone knows how I like to do it.
Yeah.
Call myself the king of drip right here. I like to joke around saying Seth
Uh.
Rollins wish he had my
Yeah.
style. He's nothing wrong with it. He ain't got
Bro.
shit on me.
No,
got
he
shit
ain't
on
got
Billy
shit on the
Gunn
Sid.
knows
He
that.
ain't got
bro,
shit on the
that's
Sid.
that's a fucking
No
fucking
fucking
Wizard of
fuego
Oz
right
that you
there,
never
bro.
seen type shit,
That
bro.
right.
You feel me? That's the new Wizard
Fire.
of Oz.
That
Come on
Fuego,
now.
bro.
Right.
Come on now.
Fire right there,
Let's
bro.
go.
And
That's
this
the
bad
drip
boy
right
right
there.
here is the title actually that was created with the first company that brought back pro wrestling to New Mexico.
Okay.
That was kind of a birth. DWE
Make sure
is
this mic on,
a
bro.
process along
Yeah.
the way.
Okay.
But the first company that was actually brought here back was LAW, the Legends and Amateurs of Wrestling.
LAW.
LAW.
Legends
a lot of
Amateur Wrestling.
Yeah,
Okay,
a lot
okay.
of people, this is like a history thing right here, but wrestling back in those 70s and 80s was such a territory thing. No one really had New Mexico covered. We kind of went off of the Amarillo area.
Right.
So when we were able to get something going in 2007, and it was really Mosh Pit Mike and Hobo Hank and Thunder.
Okay.
Right.
The Widowmaker, CJ, a guy you guys don't know, much love to the Widowmaker. He was there with the birth of this, and they all
Wow.
got together and they brought
Shouts out
this
to
up.
Widowmaker.
To the
For me, I
original,
was trained in
people who
Georgia.
doing it.
Under
Really?
Curtis Hughes.
Holy
So
shit.
I moved to Atlanta when I was like 21 and trained out there.
Wow.
And
Really?
came back and had nothing.
Wow.
So I was working at Victoria's Secret of all
Hey,
places.
bro.
Hey,
I used to work for the
Oh,
call center,
yeah,
bro.
me too.
Hey, dog, you know what I mean? Doing
Yeah,
that shit,
yeah,
trying to talk a little
yeah.
bit about
With
this
the
stuff,
thing,
like
with the
trying not
thing.
to feel us.
How you know
Yeah,
high
yeah,
play?
yeah,
How that's
bro,
wrestling
you
gonna know like
But
the
still
exact
slanging
ties
that
of
shit,
the
bro.
wrestling. That's player, bro.
You gotta hustle.
That's
You gotta hustle.
That's
And
player,
you
bro.
can't,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's player.
exactly.
That's player.
But
Yeah.
I had a
Shout out
boss.
Victoria's Secret.
Right, shout out. I had a boss though that was cool as shit. And one day he was reading a paper and he found an article about a wrestling company in Las Lunas. That was Hobo, Mosh, and those guys. And
Okay.
he left it in my little work envelope when I got there, and I had nobody. So I started blowing up and harassing Hobo. Harassing him all
Hobo,
day at work.
yeah,
Shit.
consistency
Yeah,
though, bro.
well,
He wanted it back.
was
He's
funny.
like, no,
It was pretty funny. I called like 8 times in one day, and finally he's like, give me the phone. And I'm like, bro, I'm a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
I want to do what you do. So like, yo, meet us at the Bloom Park. We're doing a show. Showed up and everything worked off. They did a show in Tingley, and they ran two of them.
Okay.
First show we had about 1,500 people show up.
Wow.
And we worked to deal with, it was the developmental NBA league, the Albuquerque Thunder.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, I
we
remember,
sold
yeah.
tickets
Yeah.
for the Thunder, and then after games, we wrestled. So we split Tingley in half,
Wow.
basketball court on this side,
That's
and then we had
fucking
Thunder
dope.
there.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
and then the
Wow,
second
bro.
show, they said, hey, we're bringing that bad boy back, and
That's fucking
we had a 10-man battle royal.
Ah, my
Hey,
man has
I
a
was-
belt.
yeah,
And my man got the belt.
Yeah.
You see that shit,
Yes,
baby?
man, that shit's
Come
fucking
on
player,
now,
bro. That
So,
shit is fucking dope.
But we got to give a big shout out to Thunder. You know, he
Yeah, there
really
you go. There
helped
you
develop this and bring this up from El Paso. It was
Thunder.
a title down for GCW in El Paso.
There you go.
Great. I mean, I can't believe that they could say Rey Mysterio held his belt at one time. And,
Shit.
I mean,
Did you hear that?
That's a big name. One more time. Say that again for the fan.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio held it. Come on.
Let's give our man Thunder a little props.
Yes, Thunder.
Local boy.
Yeah,
Local
brought it
boy.
back here first.
Local boy.
Who's the DWE
There
champ
you go.
right now?
There you
And
go.
I know I wasn't there to go for that tournament. He got it. We
Right,
might have
right,
been different
right,
if I was, but I ain't gonna hate. He's the champ right now,
Champ,
and I'm gonna
yes,
give love where it's due.
There you go.
Because
Throw the roses.
Yeah,
Throw the
exactly.
roses.
Yo,
That's
shout out to
exactly
Thunder
right.
too.
Shout
Thanks.
out to Thunder, man.
Thanks for
Wow.
bringing this title back.
Man. Yeah.
Another shout out, a big shout out is for Bobby McGee. You
Bobby
guys are-
McGee.
Yeah, he's the one that really is behind DWE. He's the one that got in touch with Tunes and everyone to get you guys
Okay, yeah.
part of the
Mixed
show.
with it.
The
Yes.
show going,
He had thought about, hey, what can we do different for our New Mexico people?
Yep.
And he started talking to a bunch of us boys, and we were emailing back and forth with him, and
Okay.
Mosh and Thunder and all of us said, hey, why not do a music show? It's something that ain't been done.
Fire.
Right.
And
I never
let's
seen
get
it
it going.
Fire. With the
Yeah.
wrestling,
And
yes.
Tune said, I got the
Fire,
boys,
bro.
I got the
That
artists.
shit is
Go, you
good.
got everybody
Yeah,
there,
that
bro.
shit
Like,
was
why
dope,
not?
bro.
That
That shit
place
was
was
dope.
packed.
That shit was
dope.
fire like
I
fuck,
love
bro.
the setup, the
Yeah.
ring, man.
Well,
Before we
from-
get into it, we gotta gift it off,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
You know,
let's do that. Let's do
as,
that.
you know,
Let's
on
do that.
behalf
Let's
of
do
Under
that,
the
man.
Influence, man, we hear my man like to sip on that apple, bro. So on
Yeah.
behalf
we got
of
a little
us,
bit
bro,
of
and
something
sign
right
and stuff,
there,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
something popped
that's
off
love
for
right
you,
there.
bro,
That's
you know,
love
and
right there.
since we breaking that out, bro, we're gonna go on and get into this, man. I'm gonna show on this, man. It's just a plain old regular quarter, bro. You see the quarter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do a little something different here,
Oh,
man.
shit.
I'm gonna flip this quarter. Whatever it lands on, I know you aware. I know my man, the special guest to the left, ain't aware what's happening. You know, I mean, that's the thrill of the show.
That's
You know
what
what I mean?
happens here. That's
So
what we
I'm gonna
like
go
to do
on and
around
flip
here.
this
Keep it
quarter,
100,
and we're
baby.
gonna go next from here, man. All right.
What do we
So
do?
it's heads.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
see it?
so I see
It's
it.
heads. So
So we
before we
do it
got this
fucking-
shit started, we had two tabletop games that we were gonna play between the man that's tight to the right and the special guest to the left, man. And it's heads. So
Let's go, baby.
heads was a tabletop cornhole game, my
Okay.
G. Tabletop
Okay.
cornhole
Cool.
game, all right?
Okay.
So this is my man Slim Thugger's side here, and this is your side right here, my bro.
All right.
Okay. So there's three. There's I guess you would call these the little bean bags, cardboard bags, whatever. You
Yeah.
get your
A little
three. You get
disc,
your
a little
three,
bit.
bro.
All right.
So we'll just play it off the top, my man. All right.
Alright.
So you shoot your three, and if you land on the board, you make it in. Of course, you know he's got to match that shit. All right.
Yep.
So whoever gets the closest to the board or in the hole would be the winner.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So let's yeah, you know,
you
we
spark
can't
that.
we can't really see what's cracking on the table, but
we'll keep score, baby.
let's
What's
get
going on?
it
Let's see
cracking,
what's
my
going on. We
man.
got different
So,
angles over here. We'll try to
yes,
work something
yes,
going
here
out
you
over
go,
here,
my man. So we got
All right.
special guest to the left gonna go on
All
and
right.
start off the game.
All three
With
at
the
once?
ta-
or
yeah,
one
yeah,
at
yeah.
once?
Just do all three of yours. Yeah, go ahead, throw all three of yours.
Hell
I'll throw
yeah.
mine,
That's
man.
right here, right now.
Hell
what we got
yeah.
going
I'm
on.
trying to win. I'm too
Yeah, let's
competitive.
get it cracking.
Oh, right off the bat, baby. Look,
On the
I can't even
bat.
fucking play it, bro. That's my shit, bro. Like that's right
On
off
the
the bat.
bat,
Like,
you
no
made that
practice, no
shit in.
nothing, baby.
Oh my gosh.
now.
Oh
Come
my
on now,
gosh.
man.
Oh man.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
Kurt Herndon will be happy right now. Shout out Mr.
That shit's
Perfect.
fire as fuck, bro. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. There he goes.
Oh,
There you go. Okay,
all right,
okay.
so
He's got
I-
one in.
All
One
right.
in and one on.
Let's see
Okay.
what we
One
got
in
here.
and one on. Man. Woo.
All right. Let's see what we
Let's see
got.
what Thugger got here.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
He got the bounce with it. He got
Let's
the bounce
see.
with it.
Oh, baby. All right. All right.
There it
Come
is,
on
dog.
now.
Come
Drink
on,
it,
man.
you make it.
Get up in that. Get up in that.
Yeah, baby.
Man, it's so good. So as you seen it, you know what I mean, from the
You know what I mean?
noise, Sid
Came
Luciano, of course he got the belt, so he
First
came through
cornhole
with the
champion winner.
First
UCI
cornhole
podcast,
championship
baby.
winner. Let me reach
There
my
it is.
pocket
What you
here.
got in your pocket?
You know, we got all kinds of
What you got
prizes
in your
up in here.
pocket?
Sid Luciano going home again with some
Yo,
championship
bam,
ring.
bam,
There he
go.
goes.
There we go,
There
baby.
you go. Oh my God, the
sky, baby.
tabletop cornhole champ.
Yes.
There we
First,
go.
Sid Luciano, man. There you go.
Hey,
And of course, we
right
can't
on my
forget
work
about
day.
the second
Oh,
place,
look
man.
at that, yeah.
Slip
Yup,
Thugger,
yup.
Slip Thugger. There you go,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank
You
you.
got your medal, bro. There you
Thank
go.
you.
There
I
you go.
appreciate it.
Sid, hey, skills right off the
Hey,
bat.
yeah.
right off the bat, bro. You ended
Right
the
off
game
the
on your
bat.
first shot, bro. That's what it was.
First round
shot,
knockout.
end of
First
the
round
game.
knockout. That's how we believe.
That's what you want to go for, right?
Yup.
That's where it belongs, right there, baby.
That's just
Mike
very
Tyson.
fun,
What does
man.
Mike Tyson say?
Hey.
Don't let him hang around.
That shit fire. That shit was cracking.
Well, man.
That's dope.
I got
That's
you right.
crazy.
I got
It's,
you right,
yeah.
man.
Like, has wrestling been something that you've always been like interested in since you were like a kid, like
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
how did you kind of, you know what I mean, grow into that? It was
I was
any
obsessed with it.
influences?
No,
You know what I mean?
well, yeah, Matt.
Of course, yeah.
Shawn Michaels, of
Oh,
course.
oh my
The Heartbreak
God.
Kid.
The Heartbreak Kid, baby.
Shawn
Come on
Michaels
now.
was,
R&B,
original,
right?
baby.
Yeah, HB
Yes.
Cole. Oh, yeah. Being a man of Christ, that brings a different side. Because
Yeah.
me, I'm a firm believer in my Lord and Savior.
Okay.
And without him, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
And to be all honest with you, when it comes to that, I that was about 2-3 years ago where I didn't even think I'd be wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was just going through my own BS like we all do, going in life and choosing our own
Yeah.
selfish ways.
Yeah.
And he's the one that really brought me to where I am now and is making me the man to be
There
out
you
there for
go.
him. And everything I do goes through him,
Right.
and every moment is for him.
Hey.
I'm the tool, he's the hand.
Inspiration.
Bro.
And-
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yes, yes.
That's
So-
solid
Take it
as
as
fuck,
that,
man.
bro.
But
Inspiration.
as far as wrestling goes, though, I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you guys honestly, when I was like 22 through 24, it went wrestling, women, and God. It was like that was,
wow.
and it was verbally. It
Wow.
wasn't hidden. It
was
wasn't. It
out
was.
there, like,
This
out there.
is what
Knew
I'm
that.
choosing,
Yeah.
Wow.
and this is my path, and I'm gonna make it on my own because I'm just me.
That's
And-
fucking dope.
And,
Want a
and
brewski?
yeah,
Bro.
yeah. Or, yeah,
Oh yeah,
grab
we
me-
can crack
grab me
that.
one.
Take some shots.
Well,
man.
like I say, I've been down the brew for tonight. But no, I was 5 years old first time I saw it, and just I was a big fan. And at 12 years old, I was a smaller guy. As you guys can tell my whole life. I told my mom, I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
and they were like any other one, like okay, yeah.
There
Yep.
you go, bro.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
there you go.
Yeah.
Bam,
For
bam,
sure.
bam, bam, baby.
Oh, there you go.
We stay under the influence
Yeah,
on this fucking
yeah,
show,
that's
man.
what it is.
That's what we
man.
do around here.
That's cool,
And,
bro.
I told everyone to be a wrestler at 12, and Buckles did that no. And at 16, I just started calling promoters throughout the country: Chicago, Atlanta,
Wow.
San Antonio.
Wow.
Hey, what do I need to do this? And Atlanta, Georgia, Frank Aldridge, cool old man.
Yeah.
Funny because he's a racist white dude, but he
Oh,
was cool.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
He was cool. He treated me good, but he said his jokes when I walked in. He'd be
Yeah,
like,
like,
"Whoa!" And when I was
yeah.
that, because I got a sense of humor. Like, I mean, come
Right,
on now, we all
right,
gotta learn. We know a joke's a joke. We know
Yeah.
when someone's being a racist
Yeah.
dick, and you know when
You know when
someone's
it's a
just
joke,
joking.
yeah, when someone's
So
just
we
joking
became
around,
cool,
yeah.
but I went and trained under him in Atlanta, Georgia with Curtis Hughes. Mr. Hughes of the WWE
Holy
trained
shit.
me, and I trained with Heath Slater, and he ended up going to WWE and doing some
Wow,
work.
bro.
And a couple different guys that
So
did
you've
stuff.
been around some fucking heavy hitters,
Yeah.
bro.
So fucking wow,
Just day
dude.
one.
That's
That's
just crazy,
fucking
bro.
player.
Because like
That's
growing
player
up
as
and
fuck.
watching that shit, and now having my son and the kids and them seeing them getting involved and enjoying it too, like how we were when we were
Yeah.
kids. It's a different story. And then like touching on that, like when we went to the
Yep.
show and having the
Yeah.
kids there see it firsthand, like that was something cool for them too, because they
Yeah,
still
for
talk
sure.
about it to this day. You know what I mean?
That's
about seeing what happened and who was out there, and it's
Right.
it's crazy, bro. It's fucking. I don't know.
Well, that's
dude.
where I wish a lot of the guys in my position would look at it a little different, because to me, that's the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
The pay is, I mean, when you make money, it's obviously great. We all do shit to
Yeah.
make money in life.
Yeah.
And if you want to wrestle, you want to get paid. That's just
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
But to me, I think about the fathers like you
Mhm.
that bring your kids there, and
Mhm.
I don't give a shit if you're paying $5 or $50 to watch me. I may be able to create a memory when you guys are 65. Yo, you remember
Yeah.
seeing Sid that one
Yeah,
night?
yeah,
That's great. I
see.
wonder what that
Yeah,
crazy
see,
motherfucker
and that's
does.
a
And those are priceless memories that a lot
Yeah,
of entertainers
yeah.
don't realize.
And you
don't
see it
fucking-
different because
bro,
you're
come
a
on now.
father and
Yeah.
an entertainer
As
at
well,
the same time,
yeah,
bro.
yes.
Compared to
Yeah.
someone just being
Well,
an entertainer.
well, that's the
you
funny
know?
part though, because even before I was a father, because like my daughters,
You still put
all my
on.
daughters, but they're my stepchildren, and my son's my first, and he's
Okay,
only 4.
yeah,
okay.
But years before I met my wife and
Uh-huh.
my family, I love all of them.
Yeah,
to death, and they're my
absolutely,
daughters. So I
absolutely.
would kill for those girls.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you
You're
fuck with
down.
my
Yeah,
girls,
yeah,
yo,
absolutely.
going to jail
Yeah.
ain't shit to
It
me.
ain't shit when it comes to
And
that.
I got a Lord and Savior that I can say, dude, I know I messed up with
Yeah,
that. I shouldn't have
fucked
made that
up, yeah.
decision, but you know why I
You
did
know
it.
why I
And
did,
you know the
yeah.
desires of my heart
Exactly.
wasn't for a hateful person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, I before then, the same thought was, oh, man, that parent out there, you don't know what they make. I grew up in a poor family.
Mhm.
And one of the coolest memories I had was one Christmas in '95 getting wrestling tickets. And my mom never knew. I knew how hard it must have been for her to get it.
To get on.
And it meant so much to me. So years later, I took her back to a show and paid for everything. Said, buy a
Yeah.
shirt. And she
Yeah.
didn't get it.
Yeah.
She didn't get it. But it was like, Mom, I don't
Understand.
forget
Oh,
shit. Like, I didn't grow up. Look, I have shoes like this now. And
Yeah.
I dress like this now.
Yeah.
But I know hard times.
Yeah.
I grew
Yeah.
up.
You
I
stay
grew up in
humble,
the
bro.
struggle.
You stay humble.
Yes.
Yes.
And I do this because what we do is entertainment.
Yeah.
And I looked up to the Flayers too.
Yeah.
The Ric Flairs and woo!
Right.
Shout out to the Nature
yeah.
Boy. So if I can strut some alligators and tie the plated shoes, and I'm working and my kids are fed, and my kids are
fucking
taking care of it. They play AAU sports.
Bro,
we
come
spoil them rotten, then I deserve it.
You do it, yeah.
You deserve it. Exactly,
Yes.
bro. Salute, bro.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes,
You hear that
man.
shit,
That shit's
Hard
fire
work
as
pays
fuck.
off,
Hard
man.
work does pay off, man.
Stay focused,
Hard work does
stay
pay off,
stuck to
man.
your dreams, stay doing what you want to do, cause shit can't happen for you, man.
Absolutely.
And if you're
You know what I
stuck
mean?
in hard times,
Absolutely.
don't let that define you.
Don't let it
Yeah,
define
don't
you.
Tough times
do it.
make
Yeah.
tough people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't
right?
be who I am.
Right.
A
If you
5'9"
weren't through your times,
motherfucker, 160,
times.
getting in the ring with lions.
Come on,
I can
bro.
tell you
The high
some
flying,
YouTube
though.
videos.
The high
I can show you
flying,
guys
though,
videos
like-
of guys I wrestled big as Lesnar and just threw me around, and people like, damn it, it's him.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
what
know,
it is, bro.
and staying hard and building yourself and knowing you.
Yeah.
But
Wow,
don't give up
man.
on yourself.
Don't do it, yeah. Don't give up on
That
yourself.
shit's plain
Things
as
will get
fuck.
hard, shit will happen, you'll have
Yeah.
obstacles you gotta overcome.
Yeah.
But just fucking push through that shit. You know what I mean? Always.
on,
And always
yeah,
stay
keep
humble.
on, keep
I mean,
on.
you always got to
Always
remember
stay
that.
humble.
Yeah, always
that everyone
where
puts
you
their
came
pants on
from.
one leg at a time.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
There's
Every
always
single day,
room
bro.
for improvement,
Yes.
man.
Day.
Always room for improvement.
But
Wow.
yeah, so,
I mean,
That's
but yeah,
crazy.
wrestling for me, I mean, we traveled. Me and Mom started traveling in about 07. Took up Amarillo and took down Texas. We've been to San Antonio. Every city but Houston and El Paso for me.
Okay.
Those are the only two I need to get off. And I'm going to El Paso in 2 weeks, and I'm trying to work on something right now. Where I make my debut in El Paso on the 29th.
Okay.
Wow.
So I'm kind of working on stuff now.
Okay.
Hopefully something
that
goes through.
pans
So
out,
hey,
yeah.
anybody promoting that got a show going on the 30th or 29th of
There
May,
you go.
holla at Sid.
Yeah.
We'll get
Let them,
together.
let them know where they can find you too before we get further in, like on
Oh,
social
yeah,
media,
yeah,
bro.
social-
So they can
yeah,
tap
right,
in and see
right.
some
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
see you
So
in action and shit.
shit, we got Facebook. That's what I use. I primarily use my Facebook right there. Sid Luciano. Go on there,
Sid
friend
Luciano.
request me, and we'll go ahead and
Yes.
follow me, and you can get to the up to dates
All
on
right.
shows.
Hell yeah. You heard
Real
it.
quick
You
though,
heard it.
for the local wrestling, you guys need to follow the Destiny or Dynamic Wrestling Entertainment page.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, they'll give you the most up to date on shows. 'Cause
Dynamic Wrestling Entertainment.
there
Hey.
is something coming up. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
But you guys need to be
So
watching
sad.
Facebook.
Okay.
Be watching
Oh
Facebook.
shit!
We've had a couple little
You
teasers
heard it,
show up here
yes.
on this show.
Yes,
So
that's
I'm
dope
telling
as
you,
fuck.
we ain't lying around here when we
That's
talking
dope
about
as
that shit.
fuck.
We keep it 100
That's
around here.
dope,
So,
man.
Yeah.
come on now, you know something special
So all
coming up.
y'all-
Stay tuned into that shit, man.
So
You know what I mean?
we have something coming up there, and like I said, we got Dallas coming up, El Paso.
Damn.
Just trying to stay busy.
Fucking Dallas.
Hopefully, like I was telling you guys before we got
Yeah.
on here, trying to get my daughter in on something for some speaking role with Showtime. Do it with her.
Fuck
I'm gonna see if
yeah.
we can do it together.
Do it together,
We're gonna
man.
send in for that this week.
Wow.
So we just stay busy.
Stay tapped in,
Yeah.
huh?
And
Always
hey,
stay
for all
tapped
you
in,
Better
man.
Call Saul fans, be on the lookout for Sid Luciano
Hey,
this
you see the
season.
face here, you'll see it on the big screen too.
Yeah.
That shit about to
You
be
can't
coming
forget
out,
this
baby.
beard.
Come on
You can't
now.
forget this
Yeah,
beard.
Come on,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember
Real.
they called me for. I almost got on the thing. I was the director's pick for it.
Yeah.
Just trying to play
Oh
a fucking
shit.
crackhead for it.
Hey.
I went there and it was weird because there was like all the head honchos sitting in one room, bro. There was like 10 of them sitting in like a half horseshoe.
Okay.
And then they were like, "Do you feel comfortable taking your shirt off and shit?" So I had to take my shirt off, and I was
Yeah.
like, playing like the role of like a
Right.
crackhead and
What's
shit
up,
like that. You know, it was
Auditioning.
fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, auditioning, and that was like my first audition. You know, because we had like some fill-in, just extra where you don't
Yup.
audition, you
Yeah.
just go and stand there and.
Yup.
shit
Shit
like
that's
that.
in the background.
That was
That's how
my
I
first
started
one,
too,
like
yeah.
type shit, bro. So that shit was cool as fuck. So to have like an opportunity for speaking roles, and like, bro, like that's big
We're
shit right
we're
there,
hoping,
bro.
we're
That's
hoping.
big shit
We're
right
hoping.
there.
Like I say, it's just something that you gotta send in
Your
for.
foot's
so-
in the door for it.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
foot's
but
in the door
send
for
in
it,
for it,
man.
and I really
There
hope
you
for
go.
my daughter she gets it for her because
Yeah,
she's really
that'd be
wanted that
totally-
since a little girl.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
She's
man.
worked
We're
hard.
gonna have
She's
that,
worked
yeah.
hard and-
Exactly.
You know,
That'd
for her.
that'd be the one.
she
yeah.
needs a little outlet. She's a homebody. She
Yeah.
loves to be home all the time and watch TV. I pick on her all the time for it. 'Cause I wasn't like that
Yeah.
at that. I mean, I should be grateful too because
Yeah,
we know how
yeah.
we were at that
Yeah,
age.
yeah,
we
fucking-
know.
yeah.
So you know, I should be
Different
grateful.
story, bro.
And her younger sister's gonna be the one that's gonna keep me on my toes. I tell you right there.
Fuck,
They're my little guy. He's already thinking he's the boss.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, that
bro.
little one there, he's all of them. And but so I hope she gets into that. And like I said, with the wrestling, we really want to get stuff going for the locals. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I didn't have nothing here when I came back from Georgia, and they took a boss from Victoria's Secret to hook me up with what I'm working with now.
Right.
I want to
That's
have
looking
where
out,
your
though.
kids, if your kids ever say, hey, Dad, I want to be a wrestler, I want you guys to have an accountable, dependable group of guys out here. You can say, hey, you know what? It's a risk. And we know all entertainment is, but I know you can trust, and these guys will take care of you and show you the right way. Teach you how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the guys out here do work hard. I mean, the Monster 9, that guy worked so hard.
Monster 9,
the whole circus there, they're killing it on the independent scene.
Yeah,
When
like
it felt
that.
all over, shout out to the circus. I mean, like I said, Thunder, I mean, growing up with that guy, I mean, that guy took me from when I was just trained to showing me how to really wrestle. Because it's a little different. I mean, people assume you understand it and it's scripted, and it's really not. It's really just like an amateur. You get in there and you have to build each other out and wrestle. We're very similar, except you're just doing a little bit more of a dangerous move. I mean, I tore my knee twice. I've had multiple concussions. I can remember wrestling Thunder and almost like blacking out in the match, having to get yourself together and keep going. Because these people don't know what's going on.
Right.
I mean, they really don't get it. Because it's very physical. A lot of people say it's fake and all this. And I used to get offended. Now I'm like, hey, why don't you just come train with me one day? I won't even beat you up. I promise you I won't beat you up. All I'm going to ask you to do is take some back bumps, run the ropes, basic stuff, and I guarantee you'll get out that ring and say, damn, how these motherfuckers do this.
Yes.
I mean, so you know, so all the guys that train their asses out here and are running hard, much props all.
That's fucking dope.
They're really a lot of things have changed the past year and a half with the Cora guys that have gotten together, and it's pretty cool to see El Gato, young cat. I mean, he's
the one with the long hair.
My daughter's had the biggest crush on him. They're all like,
he's that little Mexican fucking, that little heartthrob dude that's out there. You can tell he's
shy as shit though. Like, come on, Gato, don't be so shy.
You gotta fucking own that shit, bro. Own that shit, bro.
But he's put in so much work. When we first met him, I mean, I was hard on that kid, harder than anybody. And me and him a couple times were butt heads in front of the wife and kids and everyone when they go train. Because I'm a hard trainer. I'm like, hey, if you're gonna get in here, don't waste my time. Or give us something out here. Just respect and listen. That's all we ask in the ring, because you can really hurt yourself. And a lot of people don't get it. Especially when you want to do it, you're like, oh, I can go in there and that flip off the top rope. I've had guys that it's like, you gotta be comfortable. It's like anything you do, you gotta get comfortable.
You can't go in there scared, dude. Some people do get hurt, man.
Exactly. So Gato's come such a far way though, and now I see him traveling all over. They're requesting that kid, and he's killing it everywhere he goes. And it's like being a dad inside. I'm proud of him too. Man, and he did it on his own. Nothing of me. It was all the hard work he put in. Being able to test himself. He took himself with different camps here with Gino and them boys. He trained sometimes 4 or 5 days a week. That kid's putting in some work. So you know, shout out Gato. Shout out for the hard work.
Can you elaborate like on the phone call or the email or whatever it is that they reached out to you to say like you're pro? We want you to be pro now.
The moment that.
Or how did that work?
So in professional wrestling, it's a lot like independent hip hop.
Okay.
And people don't really get to do it. They're the exact same. The minute you're an artist, you're an artist.
Okay.
You're a rap artist.
Right.
The only difference is the commercial stage of the radio playing and pushing you. Same thing with pro wrestling. So right now we're an independent wrestler. The minute I was training in Atlanta, Georgia, I was a pro wrestler.
Wow.
In the same way, the minute you got in the booth and you spit something that you knew you could sell, you're an artist at that moment. Now you're working your way up like minor league baseball, like independent hip hop, where you're working these indie shows, building that brand and that name. Because wrestling no longer has those territories you would go to where you were on the mainstream. They used to have that back in the 80s where everyone had a mainstream and part of the country. That ain't no more. Now you just had WWE till AEW popped up. And TNA was there, but that was more of a glorified independent at the time. They're really working on getting hard. But you're a pro right away. So you got to go out there and you're expected to carry yourself that way. You go to shows, you don't know who you're working half the time. Sometimes they'll tell you like, yo, Sid, you working skinny today. All right, cool. And you know for a month. And then you show up like, yo, we have to change it. Someone didn't show up, so now you guys are wrestling, and we need you to wrestle this cat over here. And you're like, okay, and you go and you meet them, and you guys kind of get a feel of each other, and they just talk to each other. You really just get to know each other. For me, that's what I do. Some guys do it their way, and whatever they do is like that. We don't really get into that because that's not me. For me, I get to know you. I can know who you are in the wrestling world. Who did you look up to?
First 5 minutes.
Let's bullshit real quick and get a feel of, okay, you know what, this guy's a little more laid back. So I gotta be careful in the ring because he's a little more. You don't know me.
Right.
Yeah.
If I feel like we're like this, me and you, me and you would
we
kill
go
it.
at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
we
the
can go at
energy.
it.
Yeah.
Who's your boy?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Jeff Hardy guy. I got some shit on you.
Let's throw it in. Yeah.
I'm a
Our guys, the Hardys.
I can tell you.
Right off the fucking
But
bat.
that's how
bro.
you can
Yeah.
kind of do it.
Come on
Because
now.
it's kind of like a freestyle. Remember Biggie? He wouldn't write his rhymes. He'd go to the booth and spit it.
Yeah.
That's how Ric Flair liked to wrestle. Hulk Hogan was more like a Pac.
Okay.
He would go in more and say, hey, let's,
Let's
work
kinda
this
do
here,
this,
here,
Work
and
it out a
here.
little bit.
And
Yeah.
do it that. I try to be more like of a Rick guy
Mhm.
because I think that when you guys are there, if I do it a way that's more like a Pac way, we'll use the terms Pac and Biggie, and we all understand what's going on.
What's going
If
on?
I do it more of a Pac way,
Yeah.
and you get bored, I'm stuck to that Pac way.
I can't change that.
I'm
you
stuck
can't-
in what I'm
because
doing.
People are seeing
But
that.
when I'm
People are-
spitting that shit like Biggie, and that first rhyme comes out, and you guys
It's
are like,
like,
and I gotta flip it because it wasn't a good it was a what Then oh shit, you have to turn the switch. You have to flip it. See, I was involved.
Wow.
All my buddies were in hip hop, so that's why I had to talk to
That's
you
why-
guys. And I know
You
we
said it was a what?
Yeah, you didn't even gotta explain it. Like we totally be right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
So
hey, bro.
I look at it that way because when I'm in there with you, I may say, hey, XYZ. And then if you guys ain't feeling XYZ, then I gotta call that audible and say, you know what, let's get you in a hold, let's wrestle.
Wow.
All right.
And then we'll work into something else.
Right.
So I mean, that's kind of the works of how I do it. A lot of the guys out here, Thunder is very
Their own ways.
no, Thunder's like, when you wrestle with Thunder, it's just like, yo, nice to meet you. And when you go out there, he's old school.
Yeah.
And old school was the bad guys were here, the good guys were here. They shook hands and they didn't talk till they didn't wrestle till they got in the ring. That was just flat out it. It wasn't like now with their boys and the cat's out of the bag, like UFC and everyone. You see them hanging out. You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more old
Discreet
school.
type shit,
It's a little bit more where like I don't need to talk to you, bro. Like if you know what you're doing, I
There's
don't
no
know
lie.
what the fuck
Yeah,
are we
we
gonna
do
see
talk-
here?
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
that and me coming back this time, so I've been gone for 6 years before in October. I hadn't wrestled a match in 6 years.
Damn.
I was having my wife, and I told my wife, let's build the foundation of a family. So if I want to wrestle and God calls me to it, we'll have the base of what we need. We'll trust each other.
Yes.
There'll be none of that insecure bullshit that comes along with the entertainment industry.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big thing as being an
You got it.
entertainer,
You
bro,
got
and
to
a
build
family
that.
man,
Yeah,
bro.
and you got to build that foundation though within
You
that
have
family.
to. You have
Because
to, bro.
you know, like I do, you don't always want to go to a place and you see when girls are like, okay, my wife, especially like when they're pregnant. So when
Yeah.
women are pregnant, they're not mean to be
Everything's
that
off
way,
the bat, bro.
but they're just like, oh my God, my baby's around, and you're like, babe, I would never do shit. I love you to death. Come on, this is till I die. This isn't till I get bored. This isn't till I get bored, or till I don't trust you. No. This is until they put me in the ground. This is until the day they put me 6 feet deep.
Facts
So-
right there, baby.
so-
That's
so,
straight facts.
When you have that though, and you build that foundation though at home, then you have that. Like now, my wife wanted to watch because she enjoys it. I can't wait to see you. She's not worried about nothing. I go to Dallas. She's like, babe, have fun, be safe. Call me when your match is done. Let me know. Hey, next time I want to go because she's never been to Dallas, so she wants to go. So we got to take her out there next time and go spoil her and the kids.
Yeah, of course, man.
But you build that, and you can do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where
That's where it starts. It has
Yeah.
to start there first. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It has to.
That's dope as
That's
fuck.
fucking crazy, man. It's
dope
so
as
cool.
fuck.
Yeah, like before seeing that show, like I was talking to my mom earlier, and we were talking about like how before even seeing that show, like I didn't really even know that there was a lot of that kind of wrestling and stuff going on out here until I was
Until
able
we
to be
went
a
to
part
the
of it.
event.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
And then seeing it and seeing the kids and stuff like that and how they enjoyed it so much, it's like, well, why isn't this around here more? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
you know what
So
I'm saying? Like, because everybody enjoys it. Like, there was a good turnout at the show that we went to. You know what I mean? Like, for it being the first one that I went to, like, it was great. I enjoyed myself. The kids enjoyed themselves.
the guys want to bring it.
Yeah.
And we feel like I feel bad because like what you're saying, like we should be able to bring the product.
Right.
But the regulations within how to do that, as how the state wants it, is so
Yeah.
unfair
Right.
for a small business.
Yeah.
They're treating us like if we're WWE.
Got you.
And I don't really like poking that bear too much. That's why I said we have Bobby.
Right.
Bobby's been handling that, but I know enough about law because I have aunts and cousins that are lawyers, and they wanted me to get into law when I was younger. In
Yeah.
school, they were pushing me in that direction. I would have been a lawyer if I wasn't obsessed with wrestling. but I think that it's not fair to us because they're holding us to this regulations and bars that I get are in set for a place.
Yeah.
But we're not making money that these big companies are.
Yeah,
That they can
yeah.
throw whatever
Throw
at
out
the
there,
commission
right.
and pay
Just
their
to be like,
regulation
hey,
fee
yeah.
and end up, only making half the budget back. They can't afford that. We can't. So it makes it harder to consistently run shows.
Okay.
So what the goal is and what we've been working on since we've been working with tunes and with everything. And like I said, I'm more of a backup. I'm a worker.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to speak my mind.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm always letting everyone know how I feel.
Straight up,
I got the gift of gab. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me know. But I also know I gotta trust the Robert McGee, Bobby
Yeah.
McGee. He's the one that's getting everything going. And the last show I hear was awesome. They did. You guys did a concert, I think, the same day, or Tunes did, or something. So it kind of crossed it, but they had a great turnout.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
that's
dope.
fucking
That's
great,
dope
dude.
as fuck.
so we know we have the base. I see it all here.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, why can't we just work something in where we get monthly consistency?
Yeah.
And then go into, and I'm talking to a couple buildings for the
Yeah.
guys. I told Bobby and them, like, hey, my girls play AAU ball. I
Yeah.
have my foot in every
shit.
basketball gym in this
Yeah.
city.
You got
The field house has already let us know that if we want to run an event there, they'll promote on that Jumbotron for
Holy
us.
shit,
The
the one
whole
outside,
thing, the
yes.
whole, they're going to get us a liquor license if we want. We got to wait, though. Because
Yeah.
when that stuff's being done, we
Yeah.
got to do it right. And like I say,
Absolutely,
I'm going to
yeah.
give a shout out thinking about it off the top of my head. Let's get you guys a part of that one.
That should be dope.
And then this time,
That
and
would
this
be
time,
dope.
for a lot of you that
No,
weren't
no.
there in December, we had these guys wrestle with us or rap for the
Yeah,
show. And
for
it was
sure.
cool,
It
but
was
we had a
fire.
little bit of bumping heads.
That
And
shit
it
was
wasn't
fun.
meant. It
That
wasn't.
shit was crazy.
it
I
wasn't
thought it
meant
was
that
part
way.
of the
Bro,
show.
I
thought
thought
was
the
part of the show.
same
that
thing
happened.
too.
Everyone
I
did.
think
everybody
Everyone
did, yeah.
did.
Yeah.
That's
But-
what I
but-
felt.
but what I learned from that was maybe next time we didn't involve you guys with us enough.
Yeah.
We
just
should have
be on the
had
same
we
page
should have had a
type
group
shit.
meeting at the beginning with
Yeah.
all entertainers.
Yeah.
Let's get together so you guys are aware of the same things
And
we
you're
were.
right.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're trying to do family because you guys had your kids there. The whole
Yeah.
point of it and the reason that situation happened the way it did was because the respect for the kids.
Yeah.
It was the first event we had kids at.
Yeah.
So us as wrestlers, we weren't allowed.
We feel that.
And I'm
that.
as a heel,
We feel that,
I'm
yeah.
pretty hard out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah, I'm
know.
gonna let you know,
I'm the worst of it, but
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
hey, we gotta be on our best behavior
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
want to bring this back consistently.
Yeah.
So when that kept happening, the first one we hear slip, I was like, okay.
Like that.
The
Yeah.
second one,
We knew it was like,
cool
oh,
it.
should've been heavy.
And then the third one,
Especially
yeah.
for kids.
Yeah.
And everyone's cool now.
Yeah.
On both sides,
Yeah.
everyone's cool. So
Let's go.
let's get everyone back for one more.
Let's do
With
it.
the same people.
Let's do it.
Let's
Run it
get
back.
it going. And,
Run
right,
it
Yeah,
back.
man.
Exactly.
We're running low on time.
But-
We're cutting it close, man. We're gonna have to have an episode 2, man.
Yes,
There's still
always.
so
like,
much
there's,
more.
There's so much
Okay.
shit.
So much more, man.
All the
Yeah,
time that,
there's
you
just
know
so
what I mean?
much
Like,
more
we have
going.
to have
Yeah.
a second one,
And
bro.
so, yeah, you know what I mean? We
have
got
to.
fucking a 30-minute mark, and when we get fucking going into talking and
It
shit, you know
sucks,
what
bro.
I mean?
Like, we
30
sit here, we
minutes
start
is
looking at
too
time
is not
and-
enough. You know what I mean?
Let's give them some teasers.
We
got
gotta get it
Vegas
in.
stories for the next one.
Boom.
There you go.
We used to
Vegas.
wrestle Vegas on TV. Me, Marsh,
you
them
go.
all the time. We got some crazy stories out there, though.
Yeah.
We got stories just traveling up and down the road.
There you go.
We'll go more into the
Episode
episode.
2 coming.
Oh, baby.
More
And
bit-
as
It's
we all
coming.
know, right?
It's
You
coming.
can't go nowhere, as you say,
As usual.
without getting a
You know what I
fucking
mean?
souvenir.
You can't take
picking
a
up
trip
a plaque.
anywhere.
You know what I mean?
Pick up a
Slim, you
souvenir.
want to bless him with that, bro? You know what I mean?
To
So,
fill
on
out what you're
behalf
saying.
of Under
You know
the
what I'm saying?
Influence podcast, we want to bless SID LUCIANO with his own Under the
Bam.
Influence
Bam, bam.
fucking plaque,
There
man.
you
We
go.
appreciate you
Little
being
token
here,
of our
man.
appreciation
Token of our
to
you, bro. You know what I'm
appreciation.
saying?
Absolutely.
Just for
That's
sure,
going
just
outside the
show
man
time.
cave right
Hey,
there.
there you
Yeah.
go,
That's
bro.
going outside the
There you
man
go.
cave.
Right there,
baby.
Look what I'm bringing home
You
for
know
the
what I'm
man
saying?
cave. I
You
know
heard
you
it.
watch.
You
know what I
heard it.
mean?
Yes.
That's what we do around
So
here.
that's what it is, man. Episode 12 with big bad special
SID
guest of the
Luciano,
last SID
baby.
Luciano,
You see
man.
him. You see
Carrying
the
the
face.
metal, carrying the weight, the tabletop fucking cornhole
cornhole
champ.
champion.
Come on, man.
The
It
first
is-
one.
Yes. We gonna keep this shit rocking,
what we
man.
doing,
SID
baby.
Luciano, we appreciate you big
Much
time
love,
for coming
bro.
out, bro.
Much
We
love, you guys.
appreciate you
Much
with
love, bro.
much
it.
blessings
Hell yeah.
on your road
Yes,
and your
continue
path
the
to
journey,
continue
bro.
the rest,
Stay
bro.
safe, stay healthy,
You know what I
bro.
mean? Absolutely, yes, man. And
You know what I mean?
it's all love, man.
Yeah,
It's
love,
all love
yeah.
here,
We're coming
man.
back, baby.
We're coming back, yes. So stay tuned for that part 2,
You better
man.
not miss episode
Hey.
13. You better not miss it. I bet you it's going to be a must-see.
Yes. And we out there.